This video is part 2 in a series. So the first part was showing how to quick soak beans in the Instant Pot. Part 2 is how I make a beef and bean chili in the Instant Pot in my Sprinter van. This is a simple recipe. I think I mentioned in a video before that I had decided not to make any meat or tomato-based dishes in the van anymore because it takes so much water to clean up, but I was really just having a hankering for chili, so I decided to break that vow. The recipe can be found in the pinned comment as well as in the show notes. If you like this recipe or you like this video, be sure to subscribe. You might want to also turn on notifications for the channel. And if you know someone who might like this video, please be sure to share it. I also like to have a conversation in the comments, so if you want to have a conversation with me, please comment below. Thanks for watching. Now what I'm going to do is put the beans that I've soaked into just another pot that I have. I have one pot that I carry around, so I'm going to move the beans over there so that I can brown some onion and ground beef. And then pretty much what's left in there is the dulse. I'm just going to leave that in there. It doesn't need to be cleaned off or cleaned out. I'm going to plug the Instant Pot back in, turn the inverter back on, adding a little coconut oil to the pan, turn it on saute. Now I'm getting out the chopped onion and a half a pound of ground beef. That's gotten hot. I'm just going to add some onion. I'm going to add all of this. And as always, using the silicone spatula to get everything out. Don't want any food particles to go through my gray tank. Okay, taking just a minute with the onion, and then I'm going to add the ground beef. Totally optional for you vegetarians out there. You do not need to do the ground beef if that's not your thing. As the beef and onions are browning, I'm going to chop up some carrot. I happen to like carrot in my chili. I know a lot of people don't put carrots in their chili, but I really like it. So I'm going to chop up 1 or 2 carrots to stick in there. After the carrots, I'm going to put in some diced tomatoes. I do not purchase tomato products in cans. I only buy them in glass jars because tomato is definitely not something that you want out of a tin can. The acids are just too strong. Even though it's a non-PVC lining, it's much better to do your tomatoes out of glass. And then the beans. I don't want all the liquid, but I do want some of it. So I'm not using a slotted spoon, I'm just using my ladle. And then next would be the seasonings. So I'm going to be putting some salt, pepper, and chili powder, a little bit of cayenne, and probably some turmeric because I put turmeric in just about everything. I also picked up some black garlic that's an aged roasted black garlic from a farmer's market in Hood River, I think it was. And so I've been using that as my garlic. It's been really nice. The chili powder is from a friend of mine. Just gave me some of his that he got at a farmer's market somewhere. And I decided that I'd put just a tiny bit of sage. So I have a little bit of sage from a natural grocery store, just from the bulk section. This is the black garlic. It's a little sticky, so Just kind of dig in there and get some of it. Again, I don't measure very often. A little bit of sage, just a little bit of cayenne, a little bit of chili powder. Don't want too much of it. Should probably be using a measuring spoon for that. And some turmeric for good measure. Now all I'm gonna do is seal the lid and turn it on, and I think I'll put it on for 5 minutes high pressure. And remember, with the pressure cooker, you just hit the pressure button and then you set the time, and that's it. There's no start button or anything, okay? So that's it. I've got it so that it's sealing and should be good to go. The pin right here has dropped. The sun has set, so it's no longer glaring onto my counter, and I am hungry. So let's see how this turned out. Open up the Instant Pot. Remember, the handle acts as a place to perch the lid. That looks really good. I'm gonna grab a spoon. Steam is always hard with the camera. That looks fabulous. It smells wonderful. Food coming out of the Instant Pot is always super hot, so I'm gonna let that cool down just a little bit. It looks like it turned out perfect. I'm sure it's gonna be pretty tasty. A couple of things to note. I put in the coconut oil, the onion, and the ground beef, and I hit the saute button and allowed it to saute for the 5 minutes. That didn't completely brown the ground beef, but the pressure cooker ends up cooking it the rest of the way. All of the ingredients are organic. The beef was grass-fed and finished ground sirloin from a natural food store. The carrots I had already washed, because I do that when I have access to water and the ability to dump. So the carrots were already washed, I just chopped them up. I think that's all the things that I need to note. So I hope you enjoyed this recipe. This is Joni with TheGalavan. Enjoy your journey.